I just wanted to understand from you, how has COVID-19 pandemic affected investment in Uganda?
We grew by 3.3% last year compared to 3% the year before. So there has been a huge contraction in the foreign direct investment, but there is still trust in the economy of Uganda to be able to pick up.
What are some of the incentives that you've put in place that will attract more foreign investment into Uganda?
There are quite a number of extensive and one of the best incentives in the region in Uganda. One is if you are in the manufacturing sector, agro-processing and commercial agriculture, especially going up the value chain of the agriculture sector, we give you a 10-year tax-free tax holiday. We give you a 10-year tax holiday in the country. And that also, I must insist, is also available for our local domestic investors.
Why is Uganda still exporting sacks of coffee to the world market? Why not add value?
That is exactly the question. That's why we are now pushing the industrialization agenda of this country. His Excellency the President has been very clear. Let us industrialize our country. As you can see, there is a very clear push now to industrialize.
The tariff is completely too high to attract any industrialization in Uganda. More than 10, I think around 10 cents. And investors have been pushing to ensure that that is lowered to below 5 cents.
I think it's a good problem to have excess power. So if, for example, we have a serious investor that says, I want to come to Uganda, but I need 100 megawatts of power dedicated to me. Do you go and start building a dam for this person? It takes that time to build, but we have the power now. So look at the excess power for me as an advantage. Secondly, His Excellency the President has been very clear. The new industrial parks that are being built and the ones existing, this power should be sent directly to these industrial parks.
The long sickening bureaucracies in the government, especially for the people who want to invest money, is one of the things that repel investment in this government. What are you doing about that?
The Uganda Investment Authority, there is what we call the One-Stop Center. The Investment Code Act was amended in 2019 to make UIA a one-stop center. The ethos here is let the investor concentrate on what he is doing. Let us help you as Uganda Investment Authority navigate this bureaucracy. Let us run around for you to ensure that for you concentrate on the business. An investment license, you'll get it in 24 hours in this country, less than 24 hours. The business licenses under URSB and business registration, in 4 hours you'll have that in this country.
And talk about the Dubai Expo. How much we saw government spending a lot of money on that trip, especially for authorities like you and others. What kind of investment did you attract from the Dubai Expo?
I think it is important to note.
And how much?
We thought that at the Dubai Expo, what do we want to get out of it? Investments. We believe that in the period of the Dubai Expo, let's get over $1 billion. Let's get over $4 billion out of the 6 months that the Expo is running. And in the last, at the opening ceremony and during the first week of the Expo, we signed deals of close to $1 billion United States dollars for this country. Secondly, the investors are already here. There is one who is 2 weeks later after the Dubai Expo is here. He's going around the country purchasing land, already purchased offices. When the president was in Dubai Expo, he specifically talked about how can you support the steel industry in our country. We have among the best iron ore in this country. So when he goes out and you find the president talking about come and invest in steel in this country, I believe that is right at the top of the agenda.
There are some investors who jet into the country promising to maybe invest a certain amount of money, but you find they're also the same producing, maybe making chapati. So how are you ensuring that you're not getting quack investors who are going to kick the common Ugandan out of the market?
But if you look at the numbers again, during COVID, during 2019, we had over $1.2 billion that came from foreign direct investment. Went down to 800. In 2020, we are projecting it to go higher. The investors that are here that are actually doing very good work in this country and pushing this economy forward. So that is important to note. Yes, you could find investors that are not doing what is within the business plan that was given to them under the license that was allocated to them. Now that is an enforcement issue that are
then,
not delivering.
There's
what
also
they
a
need to
complaint
deliver.
from the different sectors, especially the local investors. They've been complaining about government caring so much more about foreign investors and ignoring the locals in terms of incentives that you give.
One thing I have to, you have to correct that misconception. The incentives we give foreign investors are even are less than the ones we give our local investors. Last week, passed a resolution to say that we should create a domestic investment desk at UIA, domestic investment department at UIA, and we shall launch it this month. That shows exactly how important domestic investors are to us.
Thank you for the time.